firing put us to ground while we deployed troops to the left. The Americans and the wind were pretty much just talking on the radio and laying in a shallow ditch. And say we were moving troops off to the left. There was a little soldier about, close, less than 10 yards. Got up to charge, and he was just coming to full stature when he took one right in the head. And I was watching him. Think back on that, I'd seen dead people before. I'd seen people that I thought die. I mean, they actually die, but you take a burst of fire, you blink your eyes. The guy you were looking at alive, you blink your eyes, when you looked up again, he was dead. One of the most significant lessons you learn is it can happen to me. There's no intellectualizing it. I am mortal and I can die now. I can die now. And it gives you a heightened sensitivity and a sense of awareness. As scared as you were, you could appreciate odors, vibrancy of color, a bird, just everything you saw, heard, felt. There was something going on in movies or books or things we read at the time that said that the safecrackers would sandpaper their fingertips so they could feel tumblers drop into place when they were cracking a safe. And I latched onto that as like your entire, everything about you, like sandpapered fingertips. You felt, saw everything. It was an incredible intensity because you knew it was going to be your last, it could be your last second. This could be the last thing I see in my life. It was very real. Death is random and it's permanent. And it can happen to me. And that accepting that is one of the big psychological shifts in warfare. That it stays with you forever. The bad effect, or sad effect, is that as you get away from it and you come home and you work for Ma Bell or the bank or whatever it is, you feel it slipping away, the sensitivity slipping away, you're losing it. And you can see yourself getting out of bed one morning 30 years from now wondering what the hell you did with your life. And you can see it at the time. You can see that one day, 30 years from now, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna die if I stay here. I don't want to die, but if I survive this, 30 years from now, I'm gonna wake up bored. And it's true.
I was actually the facility administrator at a dialysis clinic.
I met Valerie at the dialysis center that I went to after my kidneys failed.
And I remember telling my assistant, oh, wow, he's kind of cute. And that was really it.
Nothing ever came out of it.
Berch had regained kidney function and left the center.
We never dated until I regained kidney function and I came back to the center.
He came back on my last day of work there, to come and say hi and let us know how things were going.
It turned out it was her last day on the job. She exchanged numbers with me.
Berch called me. I didn't think he was going to call, to be perfectly honest with you. But he did call me. And I used to avoid his calls too, for whatever reason.
I had a 845 area code. So she never caught the area code when I called her.
But he was persistent.
I finally got to get about maybe a good 20 minutes at one point in time talking to her. So I said, let me just make the best of this 20 minutes. So
eventually we did get to talking. Conversation was very good. Berch was very smart, interesting man.
We started talking a little bit more frequently, and we developed a relationship. So.
Eventually we made plans to meet and go out, and it was really a match. It really, really was. Actually, I didn't think I was going to get married. You know, I didn't see that far down the road. But when I did meet Berch, he wanted to be married. He wanted to get married. Marriage was in his future. So that's when I started to consider getting married.
I did believe in romance, and to some degree I was becoming a little bit discouraged, and I started to really pray about someone that I could be really serious about, and they could be serious with me, and we could really build something together, because just found myself at that point in my life being really picky, being really selective, and just not wanting to deal with any nonsense. So, you know, I was really persistent that I wasn't going to settle, and then Valerie came along. So.
My music that I was writing, I wanted something that was a little more spread out in this. So I figured that I could do one harmonic note and two open strings. Yes, because I have these two fingers, and so it makes more of a real sonic kind of a blanket of sound with these harmonics. So for the view from space, then I took that technique, and then I add a melody on top.
Last year, when I became principal of Andrew Jackson, we noticed a true need for some sort of membership for our young men and women, especially in the upper grades as they were getting ready to transition into high school. And a connection was made through one of my parents with an organization called the Rising Sons.
A lady came in and told us about the dire need that her school was in as far as, you know, the young males having any role models.
The connection and the relationship to the students began, and a group led by Alex and some of his colleagues of well-educated, bright young men and women came to Andrew Jackson on a weekly basis to actually mentor, build relationships, maintain important conversations for the students. And it's been a partnership based in service that they are giving back to my kids, and in turn, hopefully my kids will be giving back to the community and to younger children.
We really, you know, jumped out on a whim. Last year we really came out, we saw what the school needed, we saw that there lacked murals, there was no art on the wall. So one of the major things was Alex, he really wanted to put together a mural project. And that was one of the things that we really wanted to do. We wanted the school to realize that the impact was here, and it was a way to show that we really cared about the school.
The mission of Rising Sun is to empower unserved youth through personal and professional development as they get back to the community through service.